I'm streaming it. So the other ladies who are like asking in the chat box, no, we'll make it live for them. So when we are doing anything like this, as regards activities which are difficult, which are not normal, the biggest challenge is how do I manage myself? How do I do the task? I think I will give up now. I think it is hard for me to do this task. So most of us really struggle when it comes to, I'm just giving the links. Struggle to take up tasks which are very difficult. When they're difficult, the mind keeps telling, hey, give up. Now, what I want to tell all the ladies here in the room, that I need to ask some questions to myself. Hey, what is that is holding me back? What if I do will help me? If I change my location, will it help me? If I change the way I'm thinking, will it help me complete my task? I want you to take a step back and see what is your comfort zone. If writing a chapter, the topic, you're not able to think forward, seek help within yourself. What is that this particular topic wants me to think of? Recall those instances related to the topic. You don't need to write. Just being in that state of writing itself is a challenge. And once you step into that being state, you will start understanding, hey, I can take up this task. Now, when you boil down to a chapter-wise details, you will ask the same process. You will follow the same process, asking the similar questions. I'm not able to write the book right now. I'm not getting any ideas right now. That is the current state. It's not working. Time is not suiting me. I think I'm having a lot of pressure. That is exactly what you're doing. Self-talk, digital talk or auditory talking is happening inside you. Exams chal raha hai bachchon ka. Somebody is not well. I think I cannot focus on book. These are the self-talks you're doing to yourself. And when that is happening, you will start noticing your body physiology also changing. You'll start seeing, hey, I think this is not possible for me. Now, can I do a digital talk or self-talk to myself? What is that I can do to take this step forward? Can I change my angle of thinking? Can I reach out to a friend? If I write this book, how will it be? If I complete 1,000 words, how will I feel? Feel that experience, see that experience, hear that experience, and do that internal talking to yourself. Visualize completion of the book. Visualize you're writing the 1,000 points. Visualize sharing in the group. Hey, guys, I'm reaching my target. This is self-talk to yourself. The way you spoke about yourself, nahi ho raha hai mere se. I cannot achieve my target. The similar way when you're talking to yourself, how does it feel? How does it feel? Right? Similar way. Do this process. See the difference in yourself. For that particular task you think, don't think about everything. Don't think about everything, just in that particular task. And okay, let me try. That's exactly what we're doing in exercise. I prep you up when you're doing a workout. Most of you know my body is not going to allow me to work. My body is not going to allow me to take action. But that environment will tell you, let me try. Right? If you're preparing here, you're not doing it physically, you're preparing here. The same thing is for book. All right, ladies. Yeah. Right. Is there anything you would like to check for yourself? Is there anybody in the room who would like to check for yourself? I want all of you to be in the videos. I cannot see most of you all. 50% of the people are not on the video at all. Devi, Avani, Manju, I know it's year ending. Tanuja, Anita, Monali. Let's come on to the videos. There's so many of you all. Good. Priya, oh, I'm seeing so many names. Please do come in. Jump in, ladies, jump in. Today is one of the most important days in our life. A day for transformation. A day where you're just like, hey, I can do anything from now. I want you to get that feeling because that is going to happen to you. And that writing of a book, which all of you have started this initiative, is a very small step towards a world of opportunities. All right. So you're doing a wonderful job when it's coming to writing a book. I like the way each one of you all are prepping with other, pushing others to do this. Keep up the momentum. April 23rd is not far, and you're all going to enter the world record. All right. Keep it up. Keep it going. Reach out to the group. All right. Yes. On this note, how many of you all are aware that today we're going to have a special guest? Yeah, all of us are excited. And thank you to all the ladies who typed in what exactly you're looking for from this session. Right? I'm really happy because the questions are like it is from hey, I'm a beginner. Hey, I want to improve my cognitive. Hey, if I'm 75, can I start? Each one of you all have given beautiful questions, and the conversations with Shwetambari will be awesome with all of us. All right. So let me check if she has already jumped in. And I want all of you all to be super excited to invite her. Let me keep you all unmuted. Take advantage and welcome her. 1 second. Let me Shweta. Yeah, I found her. Yes. Golden hand up. I picked up Shubhashri. Yeah. For few seconds, Shubhashri has become Shwetambari. Yeah. Bask in that. Yes. Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you so much. I know you're having a very tight schedule and jumped into our program here. Thank you so much. All the beautiful queens here. Can you unmute yourself and with open hearts welcome most fittest, beautiful, humble queen in our lives? Yes, unmute yourself, ladies.
Welcome, Shweta.
Welcome, Shwetambari.
Welcome,
Welcome to
Shweta.
amidst us.
Warm welcome.
That's so nice.
Shwetambari.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you
glad
so
to have
much.
you here.
All right. Nice. That's good. Yes. Hearts can come out. Yes. Use technology. Yeah, all of you can use your hearts and thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, beautiful ladies. Thank you. Can we see? Yes. Shweta, can you unmute yourself? Maybe I'll keep you unmuted. Yeah.
Yes. Am I audible?
Super loud.
Okay.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you
A room
so
full
much.
of women.
Yes. Enterprising, beautiful queens. Right? Yeah. So before we jump into this whole conversation, I would love to introduce you to this world of queens here who know very little from the internet about you. Okay. She's an amazing lady. When we saw her for the first time on the stage, high energy as a Zumba, like we were like looking at her and seeing. That's how I saw. I fell in love with Zumba seeing at her and the way she was performing. From that day, I've been following. Then manifested one day, Shweta will come to us and talk to all of us, and that's happening today. Touch wood. Thank you so much, Shweta, for accepting our invitation. The most fittest lady. Fittest, when I say people talk about lifespan. She's changed the definition called lifespan into health span. It's not about living many number of years. It's about living many number of years healthy, fit till your last breath. And I love this kind of message she sends to all of us. Thank you, Shweta, for coming in and showing us with gratitude. We would like to invite you to this beautiful session.
Thank
We have
you.
sent in a lot of emails about being a TED Talk. The third fittest, this gave us a surprise to us, fittest women in India. I was like, oh my God, this is the best
Yeah.
crown, right? Thank you so
I
much.
didn't imagine that for myself growing up, but I think what the changes that have happened when I've incorporated or embraced fitness in my life, mentally, physically, emotionally, has been phenomenal. And this June, I'm going for World Championship. So I'll be representing India in
That's in
my
Sweden
age.
or
Yeah, that's in Sweden. So I'm super nervous about it, but I'm like, probably something I manifested growing up, playing a sport. But, so most of us, I'm sure in this room, especially women who have been into sports, will understand that our families, no matter how much we love them, never really pushed us into sports because we were so gung-ho about studying, right?
yes.
But today, when at this age, if I feel like, yeah, it's all happened thanks to fitness.
Can we all give Power to Bhushan all the best? She's representing India. She's representing all
I
of
need
us.
it.
More power to MPTY
Thank you.
Shweta. More power to Shweta.
So
MPTY.
cute.
Let the chat
Thank
box
you.
buzz. Let the YouTube comment box buzz in. Yes, ladies. MPTY Shweta. Beautiful. Cartloads of best wishes. Yes, we're all there
Thank
to
you.
cheer you with the power
Thank
push.
you.
Thank you so much.
Great stuff.
Shweta, thank you so much
Thank you.
for stepping into our lives. If you can enlighten us, then of course, if I open the chat box, all of them will ask thousands of questions. So if you can enlighten us with your
Sure.
little advice and to set the context, we are in that age group between 38 to 40 and above. Combinations of us here. And every word from your side is like a wisdom for all of us. So, eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Yeah.
What is that we need to do?
Yeah. I'll start with first of all saying, Geetha, you're looking gorgeous. I mean, look at me. I look like pretty much ready to go to bed at this point. I've had a long day. I've been up and about since 5 in the morning. I just got home. And we're in the middle of, renovation of the house. My gym is also getting a new floor. So there's so much happening. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just show up irrespective of whether I'm presentable or not. But this is beautiful.
We're in love with the traps in your shoulders. So don't
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, something that I can feel good about, right?
Yes.
Let me set some context to all the beautiful women here who have, showed up to ask me questions or listen. I will talk to you briefly about how and why you should incorporate more about how. I mean, we all know why we should incorporate any sort of training, right? But more than that, how can we do it, whether you're at home or at a gym and stuff like that? And I'll briefly get into that because we don't have all the time, but I'd love to take questions. But I'm here not to typically talk to you as a coach. Yes, I am a coach, I'm an entrepreneur and all of this. I'm a fitness enthusiast myself, but I think more than anything else, it's the experience of it all, because I started incorporating so much movement in my life, also much later on in life, right? I started, of course, very young. I used to do yoga with my father at age 6 because my dad was diabetic at 35, again, being a super sportsman, and then it changed to a sedentary lifestyle and he became diabetic and all of that. So I started very young at the age 6, walking, running with my father, yoga. And then it carried forward. But, like most of us, I grew up in a middle class family, and then focus was studying, focus was marriage and everything. So somewhere you lose that love for sport because it doesn't become a priority for anyone. But luckily for me, I think, of course, with a job, all of that happened. And then somewhere I stumbled upon fitness. It just came to me in the form of dance. And like Geetha said, she's seen my dance, fitness and Zumba in the past. And that led me to taking fitness full time. And this I started at the age 33, right? After
Wow,
like
$33.
Until then I was a dancer. I used to dance a lot. I used to perform. But fitness was not integral. Like I used to do so much cardio and so much dancing that led to an injury. And then because I had to come out of that injury if I had to continue dancing, that led me to strength training. So when I went to the ortho, he told me XYZ, whatever. And then I knew that if I want to continue dancing for the rest of my life, I need to incorporate strength training. And then, of course, my husband supported me in every way possible, from the entrepreneurship to my fitness and everything. But when I picked up strength training at age 33, my life changed in every way, from mentally, emotionally, physically. I literally felt like, I was this new person, maybe waiting to explore, because I think a woman does not know her true strength until she actually starts exercising, because it makes you a very, very different person. It makes you confident. It makes you, feel strong. I mean, you're strong, but you just don't feel strong. You feel vulnerable in so
Strong,
many
you mean makes
situations.
us feel strong.
Yes,
Yeah,
mentally and
mentally.
emotionally.
Mm.
Physically, it will happen. It's a byproduct, right?
Mm.
Exercise will make you physically strong. It's a byproduct. So when I saw those changes happen after 33, I found this newfound confidence that came in. That's when I realized that this is something that all women should do. And then when I started studying and getting deeper into it, then you study about menstrual cycle, how women should train. And then as I got older, I had my child at 40. When I turned 40 is when I had my baby, right? And the only reason I was able to successfully and peacefully, more than successfully, comfortably conceive and deliver a healthy child was because of the fact that I really worked on myself through my training and my fitness, right?
Wow.
And then today I'm 46, and I run my own business. I do these competitions, so I train really hard. I have 12-hour days every day, Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday is still quite peaceful, but Monday to Friday, I start my day at 5 a.m. and I end my day at like 5 to 6 p.m. Right? So the energy that I have to sustain long days, right? And just the energy to go about, doing your work on a daily basis comes from nowhere but my training. So yeah, and I wanted to set this context because I want everyone, all the women listening, to know that it is not about the way you look, right? It is not about being size zero. It's never about that. When you cross a certain age, until like 30, 35s, you feel like, oh, you want to look a certain way. Even after child, you feel like going back to your pre-pregnancy weight. All great goals to have. But at some point, you'll realize that what your body really needs is strength and energy to sustain each day, for yourself, for your family, and all of that. So to all my women out here, if you haven't already started, strength training or any sort of training, I would start by saying strength training, or rather muscle in your body, is the only age reversible organ. The only thing that can
reversible organ.
Yes. You can look a decade younger, feel a decade younger if you have solid amount of muscle mass in your body. I'm sure you'd have heard this plenty of times, right? As we age, our muscle starts deteriorating, and it's a common problem, and every human, male or female, will go through this. 3 to 8% of decline will happen year on year, and that's how we are. But if you can protect your muscle, what you don't want of too much is your fat, right? You want some amount of fat, especially women need a lot more, but you need a lot more muscle, and you want to preserve what you have, and you want to build more on top of it. And that can happen only with the right amount of strength training. And it does not mean that you have to go to the gym and pick up heavy weights all the time. It can happen just with body weight strength training that you can just start doing at home, right? So first and foremost, remember, muscle is the only age reversible organ in the body, right?
In the chat box, once again, in the chat box, muscle, right? Type M or muscle. Ladies, let us take it inside.
Yes. Just remember, if not anything else, I want to keep looking younger and I want to feel great every passing day. I need to have more muscle, right? Second, if you want to have strong bones, muscle is going to play that role for your bones. When you have more muscle, your bones are protected because around the bone is your muscle. So your bones are protected. So you have stronger bone mass, which means as you grow older, even if you have falls, you're likely not to have fractures. And typically you see a lot of people when they have hip fractures, when they fall, it just goes downhill from there. And then over a period of time, it leads to death, right? This is very common in older women and men actually. So when you have strong bone mass, your aging becomes beautiful, right? You become less dependent on others to actually just functionally live, right? So muscle is protecting your bone mass, right? Then osteoporosis,
They both are
arthritis.
complementing each other. So both muscle
Yes.
and the bone are complementing each other.
Yes,
So if I
exactly.
have some pain, I should work on both of them.
Yes, absolutely. The thing is, you cannot directly work on a bone, right? You can work on a joint. But when you work on a joint, like this is my shoulder joint. Now, I want my joint to have enough mobility. You know, that joint should keep working. Like I shouldn't feel pain when I reach overhead because this shoulder joint is supposed to allow me to go overhead. If it's not allowing, that means it's a problem at the joint level and problem could be at the muscle level. So you have to, yes. So you're treating both the muscle and the joint when you train, when you strength train, right? Then mostly for us women, as we get into perimenopausal phase, especially after 35, right? Anytime after 35, you could start perimenopause. And it's like it doesn't hit you right at the beginning. Over a period of time, you'll see, I'm sure Geetha's already updated everyone on what are the signs, right? Right from cycle disruption to brain fog to forgetfulness. There are so many things. Now, what is happening when you're perimenopausal or, leading to menopause? Your hormones are going haywire. Your estrogen and progesterone, two main hormones, are just creating imbalance. Now, as you lead or walk towards menopause, the main hormone that has run your life all these years, right, starts depleting. Yeah, estrogen. Now, what does strength training do here? Strength training will create the stimulus the body needs, which is equivalent to estrogen in your body, right? It can't yes. So that's the beauty. That's why we say that women above 35 in particular, even if before 35 you haven't done enough, even if you can start after 35, after 40, after 45, it will still have tremendous benefits. Right? So strength, basically, whatever you do with your muscle through training, body weight strength or resistance band strength or weightlifting, it will create the stimulus that your brain and your body needs, which estrogen now has removed, right? Because estrogen is almost gone. So the most important part of strength training, I'm not even going to talk about, how you can look and how confident you can feel anymore, but I'm going to tell you that it will change the way you feel during perimenopause and menopause, right? Half of the symptom, I'm 46, I'm completely perimenopausal. But trust me when I say, ladies, I literally don't feel a single symptom so far. A single symptom, right? And it's purely from a nutrition standpoint and fitness, right? Of course, I focus a lot on my sleep, ensure I get X amount of sleep every night. I do my supplementation well so that I can sleep, and you feel free to ask me any questions around it. But I can see myself going through the perimenopause phase in a more organized manner because I have controlled my sleep, my training, and my nutrition, right? If these three can really go hand in hand, if you can put some effort, and it's not an arduous task. While I do all this, I still, have a business to run. I have a 5-year-old at home. All of those things happen. But I think all of us women need to start keep saying this to ourselves, that we need to first focus on ourselves. You need to give yourself a lot of attention, especially after 35, because we get carried away taking care of our family, taking care of, like people who we love, our parents, our husbands, our kids, and it's absolutely fine. But I always tell my women, do not pour from an empty cup or a half cup, because then you're not going to pour fully, right? You will be depleted very fast. So keep yourself very, very full when you start pouring into others. And the one way to do it is you incorporate some sort of fitness, right? And like I said, you can do
Shwetambari, one small
Yeah.
break here. Let me sum up the three important things before you jump into it, because we have to observe a lot of things. I think
Yeah.
it's bulb on for all of us. Three important things: your sleep, your movement, that is exercise, and
Yes.
the nutrition part.
Nutrition. Yeah.
Non-negotiables for menopause journey. Yes, ladies.
Yes.
Yeah. All of you all registered? Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yes.
So also, I also want to tell, even of course we've gone to the perimenopause, but taking a step back, right? Even your menstrual cycle, all of us who have a regular cycle, you have to also try to manage your life around your cycles. In the sense, we all know we have a follicular phase, ovulation phase, luteal phase, and
Yes.
menstrual phase. If you can start understanding a little more about how to train in these phases and how to also eat in these 4 phases, you can do major transformation. Another thing I keep telling, especially the young ones, which I think to a large extent my mom also taught me, your period is your report card, your monthly report card, okay, which the men don't have the privilege of getting. But we as women, we can track our health every single month without an external intervention, because we have something called periods, and that is our ultimate health, right? When you have that good cycle, very little or no cramps coming, that means you are in great health. But the moment
Beautiful.
your periods start, kind of going disrupting, or cycle changes, your body is brewing a problem. And you need to intervene. So to all my ladies, if you still have a great cycle, fantastic. But even for your daughters, right, these are things that you need to keep track of. And this, of course, I've studied about it, but then I remember how my mother was so particular about ensuring that my periods were perfect. And honestly, 46 years of my life, like from the time I've started my menstrual cycle till date, I've never had a painful period, right? I've never had a cycle where I had to look at and say, what's going on? So your period is your monthly report card. Keep that in mind and try to understand how to eat and train with your period in mind. And after that, when you enter the perimenopause phase, when everything starts going up and down and disrupting, then you'll have to look at it slightly differently. Right? I'm sure Geetha has already probably told you enough about perimenopause and etc. But I'll quickly also talk about how can we incorporate training. This is for absolutely everyone. Now, if you are at home and you do not access the gym, body weight training, strength training is something you can absolutely start with, right? I can actually give you a little bit of a PDF that I can send out to Geetha that you can use to see what are the things you can do at home on your own with references. You can reference an app, you can reference YouTube, but simple things like your planks.
Plank. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Can you give us some examples of body
simple
weight?
example. Yes, like a plank. Okay. You practicing plank every single day. When you wake up in the morning, before you go in for a shower, stand outside the bathroom. You may not have time. You may have 5 minutes. Okay. 1 minute plank, of course, build up to 1 minute plank. Don't start with 1 minute plank because then your core will really hurt. But 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So you holding 1 minute plank, 1 minute of squatting. You can keep a chair. You can keep going up and down, right? 1 minute of just maybe jumping jacks. Just do that for 5 minutes before you enter the shower, and that is a start. And when you do this every single day for, let's say, 10 days, your body will start showing you the changes, the way you feel, the energy, the drop in, maybe suddenly because you've done some sort of movement, you may drop some fat. You don't know. It may look simple, but when simple stuff done consistently day in and day out is where results happen, right? It's not about doing fancy stuff once a week and twice a week. It's about the simple things done every day. So the ways you can incorporate training, there are plenty. I, in fact, already have documents that I can send out to Geetha, which talks about what should you focus on when you train at home or the gym. There are simple 5 rules. There's squat, there's push, there's pull, there's hinge, and there's carry. Okay, you don't need to remember any of this, but if you start focusing on these 5 elements of strength training at home or at the gym, you are sorted. You are sorted. And training this way, okay, consistently, you can also see that you'll be able to add progress, right? You may start with body weight, then you may move to resistance bands, then you may move to light weights, and then you may love this so much that you may actually then say, maybe I'll go find a coach and learn to pick up heavier weights. That was my journey. My journey into strength training was through an injury because I was rehabilitating and I got introduced to weight training, right? And next thing you know, I was like just doing more and more and more. And then now I can't live without lifting weights because that's become an addiction, and a good addiction where it makes you feel good, look good, all of those things.
So again, to sum up before next segment.
Yeah.
So it is not complicated. Beginners
Yes.
can do only 5 elements you have to keep in mind.
Yes.
And the biggest start point is just before going to the shower, do small body weight training. If you have not started at all, this is a takeaway from her. Start 5 minutes a day and simple 10 seconds plank.
Yeah.
Before going to the shower.
10 seconds.
It's
10
simple,
seconds.
it's powerful, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful. And the reason why I said before going to the shower, Tiny Habits, this book, right? That's where I took this away from because I wanted to build some habits as well for myself. And then what he wrote in that book was that you need to create a hook when you want to build some habit, right? And it can be any hook. Like my goal was to start reading something that is non-fiction for like 5 minutes a day, because we all read so much of fitness journal, food journals and stuff. We don't read other stuff. So what I did was, when my child would sit in the evening at like in her little tub to like, shower and stuff like that, I would pick up that book. So I had a hook. So I knew that this is going to happen every day with my daughter. So I can make this a habit every day for 5 minutes. Right. So which is why I'm saying everyone has a shower every day. That's non-negotiable. So that's your hook. Right. Now, before you enter the shower, just stand outside in your bedroom. Right. And just do something for 5 minutes. I can tell you what you can do for those 5 minutes. That's all it takes. And then you on your own will make that 5, 10, 10, 15, etc. I have my aunt actually started her strength training at the age 60. And she comes to the gym with me. Now she's 72, by the way, 73. And so
did I meet her when I was there to
I think you did. Yeah, I told you about her.
She looks so fit.
Yes. So you met her. Yes. It's beautiful to see that there is no age for these things. Like you never need to feel that, oh, I should have done when I was 30. I should have done when I was 35. I should have done when I was 40. It doesn't matter. And the place, see someone, Gayatri, saying, I started at 61. Exactly. And you can still have high quality life even after starting at 60. And I remember my aunt, she's a workaholic. And then when she turned 60, she was about to retire and she lost her husband, my uncle. And everything just changed for her, right? Like overnight, everything changed. She was like, I don't have a job anymore because I'm retired. I don't have a family anymore. My kids are out of the nest. So she turned to fitness, and all of us obviously, helped her, supported her turn to it. But that was her turning point. Her reason was very different why she started, but that changed her life. That made her feel so strong and so powerful that she never stopped strength training. She started slow. She did a lot of yoga and then went into weight training. 72 today, and you will be amazed if you see her handstand and headstand photos. She does a full split, Geetha, a full split. Okay, she lifts weights. She does headstand, handstand, and all of that in class. And, the 25, 30-year-olds in my gym, the women are in awe. And like she's at 70, she did her first 10-kilometer run,
I have
So,
hopes. Hey, ladies, how many
exactly.
of us are wanting to the 5K, 2K, 10K?
Yes, yes,
We all
yes.
can. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
There is no age limit. Okay. I will just tell all my ladies here, just start prioritizing yourself. The moment you start prioritizing yourself, beautiful things happen to you and to your family because you're just able to pour, with all your heart, right? And for me, strength training changed my life. And I wanted to change for all the women. And when I came out of I've 2 years back, I opened another space called My Third Space, which is where Geetha also met.
Lovely
Yeah,
place. It is not a place, it's a temple. I felt like a temple. I like
yeah,
the vibes. It never looked like a workout. It
it
looked like a
doesn't.
temple, high in energy, and it was
Yeah,
such a
and
nice
I'll
with the
just
colors.
yes, and
Yes,
I'll
yes.
quickly say why. I mean, I've been in the business. Yes, Sachna, I'll come to Hyderabad. Yeah, I'll tell you quickly why I did that. I've been in the business for close to 15 years, right? And every gym I have visited, when I started my strength training, literally no women were in the gym because I started obviously 10, 12, 13 years ago, right? But every gym that I have been a part of, I've also opened myself, whatever, had always this intimidated feeling about the space, like darker colors and things like that. And then after I had my child, after I turned 40, 41, I was like, why not create something with more warmer colors that can make women feel comfortable walking into a gym, does not feel like they're walking into a gym. And that's when I created My Third Space 2 years ago. The colors of the place are all like light brown, like Geetha said, you'll feel like you're walking into like a temple or a resort, right? It doesn't look like a gym or feel like a gym. And at my space, I have 75 to 80% women coming in, and almost all women above the age of 35. Right. My highest is, of course, my aunt, 72. My youngest is probably 25 or 30-year-old. But typically, most of my women are in the perimenopause era. But it's beautiful because I have women who've never worked out in their life and they're coming for the first time at age 40, 45, 50 to work out. I have women who have been working out but have come in now to really double down on their strength. So it's about just finding the right place, finding the right coach, or even if you're doing online, just find a good program for yourself. There are wonderful programs out there, right? A lot of good coaches creating strong programs. It's just about finding the right program that works for you. It could be 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, doesn't matter. Just start.
Start. Yes.
Just start. Yes.
Beautiful. I think it's how many of you all feel like, hey, I see a lot of hope now. I can do it. Yeah. How is the Josh,
Trust
ladies?
me.
Can we have the chat box? What is that you're feeling right now? One word, how are you feeling? Yes, superb. Hi. Hi. Wow, so great. Yes. Guidance, the right program. Yes. Josh, boost, energetic, inspired. Wonderful. Wonderful. Excellent. Just wanted to hear. True,
Thank
true.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm happy to take any questions. But I was honestly talking out of all my experience, not as a coach, not as, someone who's done whatever and just talking because I know stuff, I want to do stuff. I've experienced it, ladies. I
Yeah.
have gone
We have
through
seen
it.
you transform. We have
Yeah,
seen you.
yeah.
How many of us follow her on the Instagram, right? Every day. You've been a part of our lives, actually. We
Thank
look for,
you. Yeah.
yes, Shaista, thank you. All of them are raising their hands up. Exactly. We've seen you've been inspiring us by showing up, helping women, your tips, easy peasy tips,
Yeah.
and nothing very fancy, but very powerful. Yes, right? I do. Yes, most of them are following you. So Shweta, I know if I open the chat box, there'll be like questions flooding. A couple of them shown interest. So what we'll do is as a representative, I'll pick up a couple of questions from the list which they've already sent to us. And if you
Sure.
can answer them,
Yeah, happily. Thank you.
I'm a fan of Yona. Oh,
Shaista.
so cute.
Yeah, Yona is sitting somewhere there at the back.
So nice. Yeah. So I have the list here with me. We'll start from beginner questions. A couple of them are there, the beginner questions, like
Yeah.
uh, for beginners, the body capacity is very different. And I have no idea how to go about. I have very weak muscles.
Yes.
And another question is, will this help me if I'm in pain already?
Yeah. Great.
Right. Yeah.
So first of all, anybody in pain, you should not be in pain, right? Your body is beautiful. It's miraculous. You will go through pain because of something that you have not addressed, right? Because of something you've done that has caused you pain. You've not addressed it. It's only getting worse. You can have pain because of stress, especially in this area. The pain that you feel in your neck is always from stress, and most often, or your posture, right? How you sit, how you do your work. So, first of all, you need to have pain free movement. Your body is designed to be pain free, right? When you start training, or when you're like in a sport and things like that, yes, you may have little niggles that will keep coming and going. When we get into perimenopausal phase, you'll see certain, especially like the frozen shoulders and etc., become very common. But whoever has pain here, trust me, you need to be pain free. Okay, so first and foremost, please address why are you in pain, and the right people to address this will be a physiotherapist, right? It doesn't have to be a doctor. You don't even necessarily have to go to an orthopedic, because if you have pain that you have managed at home for weeks or months or days, then it's pain that can easily be mitigated by a physiotherapist, right? Because what I do at my gym also, my gym is complemented by a physiotherapy center. We used to have physiotherapy in-house, because I know a lot of people with our lifestyles, especially during and after COVID, have started developing a lot of aches and pains, right? So we have a physio built into the gym. So my members have direct access. Every time they've slept badly and they've sprained their neck, they'll come in and see the physio immediately. So first, please find yourself a good physiotherapist, someone you can go to over and over again whenever you feel like you will be in pain. Because even when you start regularly exercising, you will have some pains, okay? But those are pains that you can contain, you can get rid of, you don't have to live with pain. So please do not live in any sort of pain. Your body doesn't deserve it. You don't deserve pain. Okay.
Thank you. I'm making a note of this because we'll bring in a
Yes.
physio into our
Yes.
community. I think we'll do
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And they can, in fact, physios can do something called a musculoskeletal assessment for you. And those assessments can help you tremendously to understand what is weak, what is strong, what should I work on. And only like a physiotherapist or a strength and conditioning coach can do these assessments for you, right? So if you, like Geetha said, she can bring somebody, or you can go to some good place that you've heard great reviews about and do these sessions. Now, for beginners, right? Now, we all have been beginners at some point. I was a beginner at some point. I'm sure a lot of you who train were once upon a time a beginner, right? The goal, the agenda has to be to start slow. And that means you can even start just by walking, right? If you're a super beginner who's never done anything apart from work and work at home, work at office, and limited movement, very sedentary, then you need to start just by moving the body, because you need blood circulation. You don't need fitness right now. You don't need a gym. You don't need to exercise. You need mobility in the joints, flexibility in your muscle, right? And blood circulation on a regular basis, because you're sedentary most times. So just start with walking. And once you make walking a key part of your life, where you're probably doing once a day or sometimes thrice a day after every meal, but it becomes non-negotiable, then you can start doing basic mobility, or you can add mobility along with walking, right? So remember, movement mobility, flexibility. These three things should be focused by a beginner. Yeah,
Perfect.
nothing
Yes.
more. Don't lift weights. Do not do excessive cardio. Don't start to run from day one because your body will retaliate, right? Don't do anything that is intense and that causes any kind of discomfort and pain in the body as a beginner. Start slow, be consistent, and that will take you through.
So
Right?
don't use weights, just body
No,
weight
not
we
in-
can start.
Yes, 100%. Please don't touch weights till you at least finish 1 or 2 months working out just with maybe body weight or resistance bands or movement. It's not needed. Like even when we have beginners come, we take it very slow for them. So that's how it needs to be. Or like personal training. If you feel like personal training is a good way for you to start, then get a good personal coach either at
Yes.
home or go to the gym. That's the best way to start as well, because then they will give you 100% attention for that 1 hour.
And
So
also
that's a
help
great
in
place.
technique correction, posture
Exactly.
correction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How many days in a week do you recommend strength training if she is a beginner?
Minimum.
Like, she's doing
Oh,
walking, maybe some amount of yoga at some
yeah.
point of time.
You can,
She's stepping into strength training.
yeah.
How many
You
days a
can,
week do you recommend?
you can start with 2, right? Over a period of time, after a month or 2, go to 3. And then slowly, if you feel comfortable and you feel great, do 4. Okay. I do 5. Right? I do 5. I do Monday to Friday. Yeah, I add, even when I'm doing like my runs or something, I do 5 days. Now, when you're in perimenopausal phase, there are certain training changes that you must do. I know we won't have all the time to talk about it right now. But if our women need any support to understand, if they're already training, but they feel like whatever I'm doing, it's not helping me anymore, then I can suggest how we can make some changes for women in perimenopause. The training demands are slightly different because the hormones have now changed the way they have been. So training needs
Thank
also
you.
change. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think that
start
we'll
with
take
2.
that. We'll all
Yeah.
take this. Yes.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, and if you love it, 5. Because it has
Excellent.
never done any damage to anybody. Too much cardio does damage, but too much strength training does not do damage.
It's benefiting. So the first question is, it's about starting off. We have not done anything with slow walking. We move into body weights. Then the second question is, if you're beginners, maybe start with 2 days a week, move to 3 days a week. So now that we are there doing 2 to 3 days a week with body weight, if we have to invest in weights, what do you recommend? Where at what level should we start off?
Start with the lightest weight in the weight room. It could be 2 kilos, it could be 1 kilo, it could be 3 kilos. Absolutely. Because sometimes when you're in a group session, right, you have this whole FOMO and you get a little competitive in a very healthy way. But we've noticed that when you pick up too much too soon or do too much too soon, you always end up in an injury, right? And you don't want that because you're new to weights. You don't know what a 2 kg is going to do for you. You don't know what a 4 kg is going to do for you. But you start with 2 kg and you feel like, oh, this was fully doable. Then you move to 3. Then you move to 4. So pick up the lightest weight in the weight room when you start.
Good. Nice. The third question is, I understand training and cognitive intelligences are connected.
Yeah.
So is that true?
Yeah. So what happens in the brain when we are, okay, first of all, forget the perimenopause. When you exercise, what happens? There is a lot of dopamine release that happens, right? So you're happy. They call runners high. You may have heard that if you run. So it's
Yes.
just the dopamine release in the brain. And the moment you have that dopamine in your brain, you're just happy. So you may have had a bad day at work, but you've come into the gym in the evening and you've done your exercise with a group of people. There is dopamine release in the brain and you've forgotten how bad the day was, right? My mother suffers from Parkinson's. and she's Parkinsonism, and then she has obviously depletion in dopamine in the brain, right? Apart from one standard medication which they give world over, the only thing all the doctors tell me is make your mother exercise. Now she's 75, I think she's 75, 76, but in my head, I'm like, I can't make my mother at 75 exercise. It's sad that I make everybody else exercise, but I'm not able to do it for my mother. And probably that's going to be my biggest regret all my life. But it's almost not possible. I mean, we try, we have someone for her, but like a physiotherapist who comes and attempts. But
The
I'm
little
like,
one is there. The little one is there.
yeah, but the dopamine release would help my mother feel better. That's what the doctors say, right? So the first benefit of exercise is you just become happier person, right? Second, I know it's funny, right? Because exercise is also quite painful. Like it is tiring. It is you feel the burn, you feel the pain, but it still at the end of the day makes you happy when you're done with it. Secondly, in your whole perimenopausal, menopausal journey, right? The estrogen depletion also affects your brain, right?
Yes.
That's also why, we go through all the mood changes, the brain fog,
fogging.
forgetfulness. Exactly. So when you exercise, again, there is certain amount of training that can create the same stimulus of an estrogen in the brain, which is why they say, please pick up heavier weights in perimenopause, because it actually can create the same stimulus as estrogen. You don't have the estrogen, but it can create the same stimulus. So yes, strength training or any sort of training, particularly strength training, has a direct impact on brain health and cognitive performance.
This how many of you all feel bulb on, like I can become smarter, intelligent because my brain neurons are getting activated thanks to strength training, right? Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, the energy also, and energy. And I've seen it myself, right? Yes, I have dull days also, especially in my luteal phase, right? Like my afternoons, like right now I'm in my luteal phase, and this afternoon I could feel a crash. So I came home quickly because my home gym, everything is close by. Then I did like a 20 to 30-minute nap because I was like, I don't think I'll be able to function. I normally don't do that, but only in my luteal phase, when the body is starting to crash, I do that because the body needs it. And then I was up in 30 minutes and I had a whole lot more energy to probably go on for another 6-7 hours, So you have to basically pay attention to your menstrual phase and to your body. And you can really, really, really manage everything very well.
The one question here, can we remodel our bone structure through strength training?
Okay. So I wouldn't, when you say remodel, see,
I'm like getting older.
Posture. Yes.
Restructure,
yes.
Like put the structure in place.
So there are two things that can happen, right? At a bone level. Yes, you're right. You can change your posture 100%, right? If you notice, there are women who over a period of time start hunching, not women, men also, hunching, and your structure changes. Your spine structure changes and you become like that forever, for the rest of your life. But if you already have like a slightly droopy shoulder, just strength training, doing certain things that work on opening up the chest, right? Like your tricep work and etc. A whole lot of those things. Shoulder work, back work, chest work can actually rework on your posture. You can get a stronger posture. People who have pelvic tilt, you've seen some people walk with like pelvis in front, some people at the back. So those changes also can be done with the right kind of training. Now, all these have certain type of exercises you need to do, right? So yes, you can work on your posture with strength training, but at a bone level also, you can increase your bone mass. Like muscle, your bone mass also deteriorates year on year, right? Now you can increase the bone mass very, very slowly, small increase, but let's assume you've done a assessment of your body, something called the body composition analysis. It's a very
Yes.
quick, small process. And you've identified in that your bone mass is at 1.9, right? 1.9 not being bad, but for your height and all of those things, it'll be better if you're at like 2 or 2.1.
2.5.
Yeah.
2.1.
Now with
Okay.
yeah. So now when you incorporate strength training, also combined with the right kind of nutrition, right?
Mm.
You
Mm.
can actually increase that 1.9 to 2 over a period of time. So your bone mass, your bone not
Wow.
only becomes stronger, but you can actually improve the bone mass, the bone density. Your bones become more dense. That's why they become heavier and they become stronger. Yes.
Yes. So we are not going to bulk. If you do,
You're not
no,
going to bulk.
I've seen
No.
you
Oh my
looking
God. Okay.
super.
You can.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I am not bulky.
yes. I've seen Shweta. She's
No. I'm
what a
tiny. I'm still
yes,
petite. Yeah.
but strong. It's not bulky. It is like the confidence, the boss. Everything is so nice seeing her because we have seen her only from far,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
No, but honestly, I want to tell the ladies one more thing here. I was a very underconfident person in the sense, I think growing up, at least in my family, I love my parents, but then there was too much comparison to who you are, what you're doing, what your cousins do, how much more they have done in life from an education standpoint, and what you've not achieved, what your cousins have achieved. So I think it
Yes.
happens to most of us, and it's okay. It's part of growing. I mean, we can't blame anybody. Our society is like that. The shaming happens, but I'm guessing it'll all change now
So
with
much.
generations to come. Exactly. But then to have been the only person, one of the only people in the family to have studied commerce and not science like everyone else, and then to at one point have a job at the bank and not be an engineer or those kind of things, all these things can bring you down. And I'm sure a lot of women probably will understand and agree with me. And I think my confidence level, that switch happened when I started strength training. Mentally, I realized for me, I was like, I'm so strong. I mean, if I'm able to pick up weights like this, heavy weights like this, if I'm able to run fast, if I'm able to do so much where maybe that male next to me cannot do it, then I am a strong person. So it doesn't matter if I'm not a Harvard grad or an IIT grad. I'm
Yeah.
still capable, And then, so a lot of my successes happened after marriage, and I'll obviously always give all the credit to my husband for
Yes.
pushing me and allowing me. But my ladies, trust me, strength training just changes your perspective about everything. It makes you emotionally and mentally very strong. Forget everything else.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Shweta. I really love that my confidence changed after I started doing strength training. I think for all of us ladies, somewhere we are holding ourselves back. Take up this
Yes.
point, right?
Yes.
And we believe as a community, we are a legacy holders for the next generation. Time for us to bring in that change into the system, into the culture, into the family. So
Yes.
there are ladies, queens who like have mom or somebody who is 65, 75. Then there's a daughter who is 20, 21, 18. Can she, like a mom, can she start taking strength training? Of course, you answered about your aunt. So
Yes.
start
I would
slowly.
say
So,
mom and daughter should go together.
Mhm.
Yes, because we see that, now that when the daughters who are like 25, 30 have come to the gym and they work out and they feel good, then they come and ask, and they see slightly older women in the gym, they come and ask me, do you think my mother can do this? We've also facilitated, like sometimes coaches going to the house and training the mothers or the fathers because they are a little intimidated to walk into a gym at a certain age, right? So we're like, take your time. When you're ready, you can come to the gym. Until then, we'll facilitate this at home for you and stuff like that. But we do encourage. We actually tell our members that go back and get your parents to start working out. It's okay if they're 70. They can still have great quality of life.
Yes.
They may live to 80, to a 90, to 100. So, and
That's
if they're going to
beautiful.
live that long, you want them to actually feel good and feel strong.
There's one question, one last question.
Sure.
you also told one of the biggest pillars is nutrition,
Yes.
strength training. What are those areas when it comes to nutrition related to strength training? If you can touch
Yeah.
upon that particular point.
Yeah. I know nobody wants to hear the word protein anymore. Everyone's tired. but I'm not going to talk about protein. I will say it's important 100% because you're again working on protecting your muscle mass, protecting your bone mass, for which you definitely need protein. Okay. But I will also touch upon or remind everybody, especially all the women in perimenopause, your gut health becomes supremely important because estrogen dominance is not there anymore. So again, like your brain, like your heart, like your muscle, your gut is also going to suffer with estrogen decline. So please start eating fiber forward, right? It's protein is great, it is needed, no doubt, but no one's talking about fiber. No one's saying how it is equally important. The carbs are fine, they always sneak in every form. You don't have to break your head because the carbs will land up on an Indian plate, right? But the fiber and the protein is something we need to meticulously plan. That's how I've started looking at my plate. I just keep looking at the fact that do I have enough fiber in my breakfast, in my lunch, in my dinner? If it's not, then I'll probably eat a fruit that is high fiber fruit, like a pear or an apple or something. And then the protein for us comes quite naturally because, as a non-vegetarian, you end up eating that much in every meal, right? You have a protein shake, you have whatever, fish, eggs, blah, blah, blah. But for a vegetarian, again, it has to become a conscious effort to look at your plate and say, hey, where is my protein? Where is my carbs? Don't take dal as protein because dal is high carbs. So don't confuse yourself. So you want to look at your plate and you learn on your own. Nutrition is not rocket science, right? Nutrition is something that you need to consume. Ask your body, how am I feeling? Do I feel good? Do I feel sluggish? Does my bloating is like too much right now? And then you start working backwards. If it's too much work for you, then you need to just find a nutritionist for yourself who you can, blindly just follow a plan. Because I did that. I remember postpartum, I actually followed a proper plan because I had like 10 kilos that I had to lose. So I took a year and I slowly lost all that weight. I was in no hurry. I ate right. Again, very fiber forward and protein. But I've realized that as we're aging, us women, our gut is going to keep giving us a lot of trouble. And I see that with my mother right now as well, with her condition. So please focus on the fiber content you get in every single meal. It should not be that in lunch or just in breakfast, you're just having dosa, of course, and some chutney and maybe like, an egg for your protein source, and you have no fiber in there. Ensure that there is some fiber even in your breakfast. And that could come from curd, that could come from seeds, that could come from a fruit. Fiber has various sources, so it's easier to actually source even for vegetarians compared to protein. And the second thing is, just focus on getting protein in every meal. Don't overdo it.
Nice.
Try to get your body weight. So if you're like a 60 kilo person, just see if you can get 60 grams of protein a day, which is not difficult. But if you train really hard, then you need some more. So we don't need to overdo the protein, but don't undereat. And then don't overdo the carbs because, like I said, they will just sneak in everywhere.
Thank you, Shweta, for highlighting this because the Indian kitchen is still Indian kitchen. It's not become processed still. So we are still safe. We can try. You have a wonderful husband who's been supporting you and encouraging you. But for most of us here, there's a lot of resistance. क्यों करना है? क्यों खाना है? नहीं, दाल चावल अच्छा है. No, we have a lot of some kind of a resistance that is there coming from the family members.
Yes.
What is your take on how we should proceed further?
It's such a tricky question, my God. I mean,
like,
I
how
think it's
how should we take care? We know these things
yeah,
will happen. Resistance will come from different sides in the society.
yeah,
So, uh,
yeah. My only answer to this will be, see, one is, if you don't, if your family is not, cannot become part of the plan or part of your plan, then you need to find a time in your day where it's your time and you don't have anyone around. You know, like I remember, this is I think someone who I know, like, she had a lot of resistance from the family from working out and, like, going to the gym and all of that, those things. And then she picked up an online program, and then she just did it when nobody else was watching. And she had X amount of weight to lose, and she couldn't wait for her parents to pay for the gym membership or this or that and etc. So she just picked up this online program because they're lesser expensive, right, compared to going to the gym. And she
yes.
quietly just did it every other day in her bedroom. No one was watching, and she saw the changes. So if you can get people to do, like, for example, my parents. My parents have always supported working out because my dad has been doing it all his life. So it was very easy for us in the family to understand the need for movement. And then that shifted very simply into my married life, because my husband also comes from an army background. So
Wow.
movement and fitness was all built in, right? So I've never found it hard. And now my child sees us, work out every single day. So she understands.
She does.
Yeah,
I've seen her do burpees.
exactly. So it's very natural transition for all of us. But I know what you mean. I think first we need to understand how important it is for us. The intent has to be strong. I don't think you can stop any woman if the intent is there and you tell yourself that you want to do it. You'll get the buy-in, right? Or just decide that you'll do a couple thing, right? You and your husband work out together. I think it's supremely cute to find that thing together. It's because most of us struggle for time together now. Everyone's working, the woman, the man, everyone's working and working hard. So I would say, like, get in a workout together. My husband and I go in the morning every day. We work out. We don't work out the same thing. My work training is different. His training is different, but we have the same hour that we work out. So it's nice to be together at one point in the day, because then the rest of the day, everyone's all over the place. So it'll be sweet if you can actually convince your husband to work out with you and make this like a nice, a bond building activity and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Or,
yeah,
grown up daughter, like the way you told, that
yeah,
encourage
yeah.
your daughter, son,
Exactly.
or if the son is
Yeah.
already doing, maybe
Yeah.
you can borrow his weights after a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. I actually have a lot of women telling me that their sons love working out, and they actually make the mothers, try their protein powder. And then the moms will ask me, is this the right thing to do? Can I have this protein? My son is
Yes.
insisting I need to drink.
Yeah.
It's nice.
We have many of us here like that.
Yeah. Also, the younger generation today is
Oh,
so much more aware, right? They're so much more aware at a very young age. They're also starting to focus on their health. Like, I see the 20-year-olds. When I was 20, I didn't even think of fitness. I didn't know the F of fitness, right? For me, dance was my core. And then I was only looking at my job as my main source of everything. But it's nice to see that today the kids are so much more focused on, and it's okay if it's about looking strong and looking good, right? Can you hear me? Yeah. But because that is a great way to start, and the byproduct of it is long lasting health. So something's wrong.
Yes. I'm back.
Sorry,
I'm back.
sorry.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is beautiful. Nice. So, Shweta, can we allow, if you're okay, I know Yona is there behind, but can you take one or two questions if you're okay?
Yes.
The,
Please go ahead.
yes,
Don't worry about
yes,
it.
ladies, just raise your golden hand up. Maybe we can pick you up. If you can raise your golden hand up. Yes. There you go, Jyoti. Yes. Unmute yourself, Jyoti.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am. It was great hearing
Hello,
it
ma'am.
from you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
It was great hearing from you. But I have one question. Although this program is all about women and all about perimenopausal women or menopausal women, I have a question about my husband. How
Yes.
important is workout for husbands at this age? I'm 56, my husband is 58. He does
Very,
play
very
badminton
important.
regularly, but is that enough? He tells me
No,
that's enough.
that's not enough, Jyoti. So a sport is a sport. Okay. If your husband wants to play this sport when he's 70 and 75 and 80, which he can, he needs to strength train. He's also losing muscle like you and I, right? And the more cardio you do, badminton is cardio, the more muscle you will lose. So badminton is not enough. It's a great sport. Let him continue doing it as his cardio, but at least 2 times a week, he has to strength train, whether it's at home or elsewhere, he needs to do it. And I think both of you doing it together will be fantastic. Y'all can do this at home as your bonding activity, but he definitely needs to strength train. Badminton is not exercise, it's a sport, and it'll give you some amount of cardiovascular benefit. That's it.
Okay, but he tells me like estrogen is depleting in your case and not in men's case. So, but
estrogen is depleting in our case, but muscle is going in their case also. We all have muscle, right? We're born with fat, muscle, water, blood. It's there in our body. Now, if muscle depletes, it depletes in every human being. It doesn't deplete only in women. The only problem is in women in the perimenopausal phase, it just becomes a little faster.
Yes, that's what I was
all.
trying to tell.
But the men are also losing muscle.
Yes.
The men are also losing muscle. So please tell him that, and I'm happy to help.
I record it, ma'am. I'm going to play this. Thank you so much. You don't listen to me, but
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very, very important.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, one more question. Avani, yes, your hand was up. Unmute yourself, dear. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hello, my dear.
It was an insightful
Thank you.
lecture. It was so much of knowledge. So,
Thank you,
as you
Avni.
said, my husband is the one who saw a little bit of interest in me. We've been playing badminton and squash. So he saw the interest in me for strength training because I couldn't cope up with Geetha ma'am's timing. So he is the one who took me out, and we've been going together. We started our journey together in the same batch. Obviously, his and my weight, as like you said, is very different. So it has been nice. But my question definitely, because you are quite mentioned about menopause and the protein aspect of strength training. So how does it basically work, or what sort of protein, additional protein do you take with strength training for menopausal women? So that was something which had hit me a week back also.
So you want to know the different sources, right? You want to know the different sources of protein that you can...
Specific protein which you can take for menopausal women if it is required something separate,
okay. No.
Yeah, additional.
No. Avni, you don't... Yeah. Great question, but you don't need anything different. First, always try to get your protein source from food. That'll always be your first priority.
That we've been doing with
right?
Geetha ma'am perfectly,
but
yes.
Perfect. And if you feel like, that's not enough, then you move into a supplement.
How would I understand that with strength? Yeah, so I would like to know if required, because my trainer definitely mentioned it to me, but I wasn't sure that how much extra would I need, or complementing with the food, basically.
So you'll have to do one activity for this, okay? You'll have to, whatever you're eating every day, especially your protein source, you'll have to measure. You'll have to see how much gram of protein you are getting. Let's say you have 2 eggs, okay? I don't know if you eat eggs, but just giving a hypothetical situation.
I'm a vegetarian, yeah.
So let's say you have Greek yogurt in the morning, okay?
Yes.
Now you have to see how much yogurt you're having. Are you having 50 gram yogurt or 100 gram in a bowl? Now that 50 gram will convert to X amount of protein. That 100 gram will convert to X amount of protein. Like that, if you calculate in every meal, how much protein, how many grams of the food and how much protein that food is giving you,
converted,
does it match up to your body weight?
Being a vegetarian, we will be at deficit actually.
then
Yes,
if
true.
it's a major
Yeah.
deficit, yes. If it's a big
Yeah.
deficit, then you should consume protein shake.
So any particular brand
Right.
for it? Any particular
Yes, you
brand
have.
for it?
You can. There is. I use the
Like
fastest
my-
brand that I use is Cosmix. Cosmix.
Okay. Yeah.
COSMIX. That's the
Yes, I've
plant-based
heard.
brand because you said you're vegetarian. Yeah, it's fantastic. But I would still say see what you can do with food. Right? Play
Yeah,
around
surely,
with food.
surely. Because
Right?
my
You know,
trainer
like all
suggested
your
me with True Basics right now. So I just thought like definitely we are working
True
on how
Basics
you
is a very
mentioned.
good brand also.
It's about the isolate,
True Basics
he
is a good brand.
mentioned. Yeah. So that's what he just suggested me recently. So I just
Yes.
happened to be that you are
Yeah.
here. So I thought I'll ask you this question. That's why.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you, ma'am.
absolutely. See,
Thank you so
I
much.
consume one protein. Thank you. I consume one protein shake a day because, despite being a non-vegetarian, because my training needs are higher. But if otherwise, if I can, I would not. I would not probably use a protein shake because I can get a lot of it from food.
Okay.
Someone asked about sleep.
Yeah, I
I
just
think I
saw.
just got a
Yes.
question.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Whole Truth is great. True Basics is great. Cosmix is great. Isopure is fantastic. Herbalife, I will not comment because I really don't know. If I haven't used it, I will refrain from commenting. So Cosmix, Isopure, True Basics, Whole Truth. The Super U plant protein also is supposed to be excellent. So you can try that as well, right? There are some very, very good brands now in the market. Yeah. Nutrilite also I don't know about. So I don't want to talk about something that I don't know fully, right?
Thank you.
And someone...
Yes. Someone
Strength
asked
training
about sleep.
exercises.
Do you want
Which
to?
strength training exercises women over... I think she asked me. Yeah. So did she say which strength training for women over 40?
Yes.
Yeah. So trust me, there are many things you can do, but ensure you do a lot of squatting. Okay, squats are your foundation. Women, men, everybody should be squatting. Women in particular, you want stronger hips, you want stronger legs. Women's center of gravity is in the hips, and as we age we want stronger posterior chain, stronger legs and etc. So do a lot of squatting, do a lot of bending forward. It could be in your yoga session or it could be in your strength session. Do a lot of there's some amount of shoulder work because women, again, one of our estrogen receptors are right here in the shoulders, and estrogen depletion causes frozen shoulder because of that.
The
Because
kind
of
of pain every time we face the pain when we lift.
yeah. So focus on shoulder strength, right? So shoulder strength, squatting, and hinge, which is bending forward, or when you do a deadlift or pick something. Those kind of strength movements are your foundational. So please focus on that. And then you can do a lot of core work through, like I said, planks and dead bugs and those kind of things. Someone mentioned balance. So great point, because we can also simultaneously focus on stability training. So when you do things like planks and dead bugs and all of those things, that focuses on core stability. You can practice single leg standing. So even if you don't go to the gym, practice single leg standing at home. You could do single leg standing for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, up to even like 1 minute, 2 minutes, because that makes your ankle joint and your stability excellent. Okay. And then to get that mind fully involved, work on proprioception, you can do single leg standing eyes closed. The most tricky. Okay, because ensure you have something around to hold, because most often when you do single leg standing with eyes closed, you are going to fall, right?
Yeah.
So
10 seconds is great. Even 10 seconds is great. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. 10 seconds is a great starter. Anything more than, because we make our members do that as a part of the warm up. We make them do single leg standing and then eyes closed and single leg hops. Someone said lunges, absolutely. Squats and lunges, all of these, strong posterior chain, strong hip is what we want as we age. Yes. And then someone was talking about sleep. Okay, so sleep hygiene is supremely important. I'm not going to talk about the hours. It could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, because it all depends on the quality of your sleep, how your deep sleep is, how your REM sleep is, right? But certain things that have worked for me, I definitely do my magnesium glycinate every evening. I do it like 1.5, 2 hours. Of course, this is also subject to my blood work and everything. And that just, it's not a sleeping tablet, but it helps calm your nervous system, calm your body, and then allows you to slip into a good night's sleep. But everyone needs to find out, if you're not sleeping, why you're not sleeping before you take on some supplement or some medicine.
Yeah.
So it's it's important to analyze where is it going wrong? Do you have, what kind of stressors that you're going through? Is it physical stressors? Is it mental or emotional stressors? Or is it just perimenopause? So identify those things, and then you can make changes. I mean, nutritionists can give you food, can give you supplements to help you sleep better. For some people, chamomile tea works. For some people, walnut before sleeping works. For some people, kiwi as a fruit also can help you calm down and sleep. So there are different things that can work for different people.
Hot chocolate shots for some
Yeah.
people, a little cheese for some.
Yeah.
Yes. Hot showers for some people. We have seen taking a hot shower before going to bed and with a little deep
Correct.
breathing. It makes a huge
Yeah.
difference. This is
Yeah.
wonderful. This is wonderful. It is a dream come true for all of us today. It's like celebrations for all of us today. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much. I know there are many of them
Thank
asking
you.
questions. Like Shweta told, she'll send us a PDF so that we can use them. And we're also
I'll do that.
looking forward to see if you can design
Thank
some
you.
workout programs for our community. We'll be very happy to be a
Sure.
part of
Sure.
that program. And thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Yes, ladies,
Yeah, I
all
think
your love for her and all the best. She's going to represent India. When is it happening? The competition? June. All the
Yeah,
best
it's
for
going to be very
individual
tough, but
training.
we'll do.
Yes, yes.
I also,
Thank you.
for Jyoti, right? Jyoti was saying about her husband's badminton. I just realized that please also tell your husband, like women go through menopause, men go through something called andropause. So women's estrogen depletes, men's testosterone depletes. So we have two hormones that we play with, progesterone and estrogen, and the men have just one, which is the testosterone. So imagine that depleting, which also means everything will deplete. So Jyoti, please tell your husband that it's not just the women who are going through changes, just that the men's changes are happening a little later on. And it can also be fairly drastic for some men and not for everybody. But let him know so that, he can also train with you. Yeah, but it was wonderful. Thank you so much, Geetha.
Thank you. Thank you
Just
once
being
again.
here, talking to
Yes.
all the amazing women. I can't see anyone's faces, but then this has been
Let me get
absolutely
into a
amazing.
gallery mode. Then maybe you can see everybody in the gallery. Can you see? We are 81 right now, and see in the YouTube, I think couple of more because we
Yeah,
can
now I
accommodate.
can.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So many
is it
people
okay if
here.
I take a photo
Yes,
with your permission?
Screenshot. I'll take a good screenshot and send it across.
Okay. This is
you.
so beautiful. I mean, thank you so much for joining at this hour. I mean, I'm sure this is like wind down time. But this has been
Shweta, let
beautiful.
me tell you, it is marked in our calendars. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. we all meet up.
Wow.
So
That's some commitment. You have a beautiful community. You have a beautiful community. And I'm really hoping I can do more for everybody. I'll figure out what that more is. It could be from a training standpoint or a nutrition standpoint, whatever that is. But I will figure with Geetha what we can do. But I definitely would love to do more for women.
Can we ask your husband to come onto the screen? Would I like to thank him?
Oh,
there we can see him there.
They want to say hi.
You want to tell a hi. All of you want to tell a hi and inspire your husbands. Like, see the way he's encouraging, right?
He's fixing my child's, I mean, his daughter's hair. Sorry.
Yes. Okay.
She's done something
fine.
to herself.
Thank you once again,
this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Yeah. Bye. Take care of yourself.
Okay, he's there. Thank you, sir. Oh, the little one. Hi, Ona. We are all your fans, dear.
That's a lot of my friends.
Yeah, we'll get down to the gallery mode. Can you see all of us? Can you see?
Yes, she can see. So
Lot of
she's like,
ladies.
who's that? She didn't think there were so many of us.
Yes, yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
once again.
But please feel
God
free to
bless.
reach out for anything you need.
Yes,
I'm here.
we'll
I'm
share
happy to
your
help.
Insta and please follow
Sure.
her. She's a
Sure,
great
please.
inspiration for all of us. Thank you. Okay, flying kisses
Thank
to
you.
your daughter.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you. Yes. Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, ladies. This was so beautiful to have the fittest queen in India and inspiring all of us. How many in the room are all charged up to take charge of your life? How many in the room? Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Me. How many me's can come? All of y'all. Take a vow today. Come on, ladies. Today, you pledge yourself. Aaj se, I will not complain about my strength training. You love your yoga, you love your walking, go ahead. But this particular one thing must become a part of your life. Tab tak hamara breath is there. All right? Take a pledge, take a vow today. Take a oath today, not vow. Take a oath today, ladies. Close your eyes for a couple of minutes and just send to yourself all the strength. Come what may, I will strength train. 2 or 3 days, whatever is your choice. And gift myself for the rest of my life. I have all the energy and the power within me to do that. And I do that for myself and only for myself. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Inhale all the energy. Feel the queen inside you taking charge. Nice. Open your eyes with a lovely smile. Excellent. For all the ladies who were there on the YouTube, thank you so much for logging in.